there's a war waging that most people aren't aware of. And it's happening right here in Hillsborough County. Meet some of our soldiers who have been in the field, but now it's a different battlefield.
I fell through the cracks. I'm one of those few that just fell through the cracks and nobody saw.
I hit rock bottom. I've lived under the bridge, okay? I've lived in abandoned houses, okay?
I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about the thought about not having a roof over my kid's head. I mean, I don't even want to think about it.
These veterans who served our country honorably are among a growing population of homeless veterans in our country, in our county.
Everybody have their opinion of homeless people. And when you talk about homeless people in general, people don't really think about veterans.
Was abused as a child. Overcome that. When I was 19, I gave birth to a stillbirth. That was very hard.
I threw my life away. For what? But I got caught up into the drugs. And I was powerless. I had no control.
I ended up spending a couple of days in jail. And that got me to start rethinking.
So who we got on the schedule for today?
We've got 3 different veterans coming into the center.
Good to see you.
At Tampa Crossroads, they hear these stories and more every day.
We are #1 in the nation for homeless, particularly homeless women and children. At the last count, there were 17,775 families who were at risk or already homeless in our community. That is not acceptable.
We found people that were living in storage units and with minor dependents. And, you know, it breaks your heart.
There's elderly people, there's young people, there's some kids, there's all different aspects of homeless people that lives in wooded communities, wooded areas. That's the path right there. Always find a path. Somebody's been through here. There's clothing. Somebody's been here and over there.
Thomas Brown is a decorated veteran who works for Tampa Crossroads and spends every day searching for homeless veterans.
Howdy. What's happening? You're always challenged. Whenever you go in a new wooded community, you're always challenged. And what's your complete name?
The average person in Hillsborough County, I think, has no idea the extent of veteran homelessness in our community. We deal with veterans that have been self-sufficient all of their life, and a crisis happened to where they're now in this situation where they need assistance, and they just happen to fall upon hard times where there's divorce, death in the family, job loss, you name it. There's no 2 cases that are alike of why somebody ends up homeless.
Iraqi campaign medal, Afghan campaign medal.
Like Ray Williamson, who served our country for 20 years in Iraq and in Afghanistan.
I've had 2 marriages that have failed because of being in the military. All of that adding up and then having problems getting a job and all of this just compounded as soon as I got back on my second deployment, because I volunteered to go. My second deployment, I volunteered to go for one reason: to die.
Thomas found Ray at a temporary homeless shelter and brought him in to the Veterans Assistance Center.
I went in there, I was pretty close to bottom.
Good, have a seat. So tell me, how's it going?
He actually, listened. He was actually interested. And I was just one of the lucky ones to be able to get in there and meet him.
Be good, man.
Always, man.
Wish you the best of luck.
One of our newest programs, the Supportive Services for Veteran Families, is a paradigm shift in thinking out of Washington, and it's a wonderful, wonderful project because not only can we assist the veteran, but we can assist their family members.
Hold on tight.
Like Julio Espeta and his family. Julio served in Desert Storm.
I spend the whole time in the desert. It's dirty. I mean, sand everywhere, unbelievably hot. And then when it came to the winter days, it was hot during the day and cold as ice during the night. And like I said, it was an experience.
After returning from duty, Julio got a job and has been working.
I do car audio, alarms, navigations, anything that has to do with car stuff. And right now, it's really slow. I mean, really slow. Nobody wants to spend money on their cars when they can spend it on their house or anything like that, you know?
And the slow economy forced his boss to cut back on hours.
It's not only that we were struggling to pay our rent, it's, you know, paying the bills. We hardly had any money for groceries and stuff like that. So we were going day by day, and it was very tense. I mean, there was nights, a lot of nights that I didn't sleep, maybe 1 or 2 hours, because I just couldn't. I was so worried about what was going to happen the next day.
Every day, instead of waking up thinking, looking forward towards baby and all that stuff, I'm waking up thinking, what's going to happen when I have the baby? Am I going to have a house to go to when I have the baby? So it was a lot of stress. Uh-oh, somebody's hungry.
Tampa Crossroads found them an affordable place to live, helped them with some of the basic bills until they could get back on their feet.
Yes, toes.
And kept this family off the streets.
They look for ways to help, you know, the veterans. They don't want to see no veteran homeless, you know, and I'm so grateful to them.
Good morning, Mr. Gordon. I'll be more than happy to assist you with changing your doctor today.
Stacy King served in the Navy for 10 years, got out and got married. But when the marriage went bad, she felt she had to leave to protect her children.
He was in jail after the second time in 3 years for a DUI. 10 years of being married. I didn't want my kids to live that life anymore. I talked to my brother. He had a room for us to kind of come down here and start over. You're going to go to field 4.
So Stacy moved in with family. But after a while, things got tight, and they had to ask her to leave.
It just was to the point that I was about on the street.
Stacy found Tampa Crossroads, and they were able to help her keep her children safe, healthy, and off the streets.
Good job, good job. I could never thank them enough for everything they did.
Tampa Crossroads, it's like a gate. It's like a opening, a new beginning. It's like a fresh start.
Mamie is a definite example of a success story. She came through from pretty much what we would consider rock bottom.
After years in jail, Mamie Florence is living a substance-free life. This Army veteran has a job, has gone back to school, and now has a roof over her head, thanks to Tampa Crossroads.
I want to get my associate degree. I'm majoring in culinary arts. I have a goal. I have plans today. I didn't have that before.
What is the ultimate goal at the end of school?
I can get my certificate about the end of this year, but I'm gunning for my associate.
Today, thousands of homeless veterans are fighting for their lives, and Tampa Crossroads is leading the charge to help them get back on their feet.
Our programs are not government handouts. What they are is an opportunity to provide assistance to honorably discharged veterans. We help them find housing that is safe and affordable. We assist them back into the job market through training programs and skills development. We can offer certifications. We assist them with public transportation, food, whatever it takes to keep the veterans safe and off the streets.
Countless lives are being changed every day because of the hard work and combined efforts of Tampa Crossroads and the Homeless Coalition of Hillsborough County.
The partnership between us and the Homeless Coalition is a very good partnership. It has lasted for several years, and the relationship that we've built has really helped us help a lot of people in this community.
I really want people to know that this is not an issue that can be solved by Tampa Crossroads or the Homeless Coalition. This is a problem that has to be solved by our entire community.
In a perfect world, I'd like for everybody to know that there are veterans out there who gave their all for this country to make it as great as it is. They may have served 2 years, they may have retired, but they're still veterans.
If you would like to help our homeless veterans, call, donate, volunteer, or do what you can to help Tampa Crossroads and keep our veterans safe and off the streets.
They saved my life, and they saved the life of my children.
I just want to thank Tampa Crossroads. I mean, there's no words to say, you know. It's just they helped me out in my most desperate time, and there's no way I could repay them, you know.
Thanks, guys. You know, I actually do know where I would be at now if it wasn't for them. I would be buried in some grave somewhere.
They was there encouraging me all the way, all the way.
I would say for Tampa Crossroads, I owe them everything. They did so much for us, and they deserve the world.
These are not individuals who don't want to work and don't want to support their families. They're individuals who are in need of our help right now. Just a hand up, not a handout.